Nick Cave has been requested by a bunch of people, and I don't know. My kind of starting point is like potentially self-presexual 1w9. Look at him. He looks like a some kind of like funeral director from the other side. Like he kind of has this dark beanpole ushering you into death sort of vibe to him.
Yeah, my immediate impression was 1w9, like, because I don't know who this person is, to be honest.
Not like a grim
But
reaper.
my immediate impression was 1w9 with self-preservation in the stacking for sure.
Oh wait, my friend sent. He has a blog, and it's
He has
like
a
very one looking. Okay, wait.
I think there's also probably four in the trifix.
So this is his blog, The Red Hand Files. I mean, that weirdly does seem one-ish. It's like kind of a
Yeah.
preachy, like thou shalt not pass the authority. Like even this image, look at this. It's like sort of like the choir, the preacher in the pulpit or whatever. I don't know. This is like also why I thought you would be good at like potentially coming on for this because you have more
Yeah,
info.
I'm seeing a lot of one energy for sure. Um oh my God, yeah, a lot of one energy, a lot of self-preservation. Um and I'm also going to go with having contra influence for sure.
Yeah.
So off the cuff, like just from this very short amount of stuff I'm seeing Contra SP, so SPSX. Yeah. But I think that he probably leans into his SP heavy enough to go and tap into the social self-pres side, but he doesn't actually give a fuck about that.
Well, and ones just seem social self-pres regardless of,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
but he has.
Look at that gaze. Look at that gaze.
Does he,
That gaze is meant for you. It's not meant for the public. He's dripping with it.
yeah, like the four influence to me at least, he's got this very distinct. It's not like trying to 1-3 look like efficient, like connectable in any way. It's like not trying to prove anything to anyone. It's like just this like
No,
dark
he's an
pearl.
other figure.
Yeah.
Um, so off the cuff, just from this, I'm going to go with 1w9, um, 4w5, 5w6. That's
Oh,
my off the
five,
cuff.
six. Okay, interesting. I was
That's
thinking
my
five,
off the cuff.
but I'm open to changing that idea. I think one was the thing that's. I mean, he has kind of like a degenerate streak. I'd be open to five. Okay, let's. I guess we can like watch a little bit. This is I think what I watched. He's like older in this. This is recent, where I was like, oh wow, this is super one-y.
And like I said, I'm just giving that off the cuff. I'm open to changing my head fix for him,
Yeah.
but I think 1 and 4 is so evident.
Mhm.
Such a
He
pleasure.
really is very like old manish. It's like,
But
oh,
he's kind of sexy at the same time too.
I'd hit it.
Yeah, I would too. And then I would wonder why I did.
To have you on here.
Oh,
Now you
I
don't know
hate Stephen
this,
Colbert
but we
so
have been in
much.
proximity before.
Does he give you in the closet vibes?
Colbert,
He gives me
uh,
Demont
he
in the closet vibes.
he gives me I have sucked a dick once or twice, but I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, it might be a child's dick anyway.
In, in 2019, you were at a coffee shop.
Sorry, Connor, you're gonna regret coming on these.
I'm not. I don't care. My dick's been out on stage. I have no reputation left to lose.
And me and my two boys, who at the time were 21 and 17, were right behind you. And one of my sons goes, "That really looks like Nick Cave." And I said, "I doubt we're standing behind Nick Cave at a coffee shop in Reykjavik." And then moments later, the person said,
Maybe he was having an affair with Bjorg.
Oh, I hope so. That would be so hot.
Maybe hot.
Nick! And I gotta tell you, you really look like Nick Cave.
First of all, the stiffness of one is very present to me. Even one fixers are stiff, but he has a very stiff, precise body language. Um, Colbert, who I think is probably a social six.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that's a one fix, I think.
yeah, like 613 probably. Is sending out a lot of very visible social hooks to Nick Cave, and he is not reciprocating any of them. Physically, with his eyes, and no in no shape, way, or form is he reciprocating those social hooks. Um, which to me would indicate a social last placement. He's showing interest in Colbert, but he is not reciprocating the hooks Colbert is giving.
Interesting.
So that's what I'm seeing from this. We've only watched a minute of this interview, but uh yeah, and even if you stopped on that part, the way he's looking at Colbert is to me indicative of what, first of all, type one, and second of all, not being social dominant because he's not returning. Colbert's giving him what I would classify as a warm gaze, and Nick Cave is not returning warmness.
No.
He's just being Nick Cave.
Also, he never has roots, and you know this guy is dyeing his fucking hair and his eyebrows.
Yep.
And he never has gray roots, and I don't know why this makes me think he's one, but it's like because it's not like an image thing per se so much as like a meticulous particular like sort it almost seems like some weird one-ish upkeep in my mind. I don't know that that holds
It's
up.
a So I think one of the things that people miss about one is that and why sometimes I confuse one and three is that ones are meticulously living life. They are very specifically choosing how they exist. And it's not about image, it's about this is how I should be.
Mm,
And so ones, contrary to what a lot of people think, get very invested in cosmetic procedures and
what?
dyeing their hair. They get invested in making sure all of their um, physical stuff is just the right way they think it should be. So ones are okay with aging, but they want to age in the way that they feel is appropriate. So they might do Botox for a while and then stop doing that. They are going to dye their hair the way that they think they should be presenting themselves, especially if they don't have any social influence, which I don't think he does. It's all about his appearance, how he should be.
I like that.
So,
He does kind of
yeah,
have nine-ish. I don't think he's even remotely nine-ish, but I think he does have this nine-ish sad boy kind of thing too,
thing.
like going on that's like wilted flower that nine wing ones with four can get, but it's like way more preachery. It's like
I
it's
mean, look at that photo at the
awesome.
bottom. Oh, okay. Well,
What?
but that photo at the bottom, he looked like he was giving a sermon.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, he always looks like he's giving a sermon. It's crazy. Even this, look at this. It's like the way the light's hitting him is like God's light is like blessing
Yep.
him. Like he's God, he's blessing the audience. Like it's powerful. I want to go. I want to see
He
that concert.
So I love this
Killed by
comic book
Nick
series called The Wicked and the
Cave.
Divine.
Sorry, what?
I love this comic book series called The Wicked and the Divine. And the idea basically is that pop stars, in a sense, are performing worship for the people who come to their shows. And every single photo I see of him performing reminds me of that comic book series. He looks like he's giving worship not performing.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't realize he date Kylie Minogue. I think she's a 3-wing 2-6-1, which is kind of like I think she's a 3 Karen. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe they like bonded over their one-ish horror.
I can see his dick outline in that photo, by the way. You can see his dick.
I want to see him.
Yeah, I have been. It's been mentioned often that I look like Nick Cave.
Last time you were here on the
That's
show
funny.
performing was in 2017, and since then you've published a book. Here it is. It's Faith, Hope, and Carnage.
That's a great name.
One-ish, yeah. Faith, hope, and carnage.
1-4 confirmed.
Yeah, that's hilarious. And also, it's just like black with like a ring on it.
Yep.
In which you talk about creativity and grief and the power of music. Music is so powerful. It's like mysterious to me. I'm curious how you see and how you express the power of music. What does it mean to you?
What is music to me?
What is the power of music to you?
Well, I think music is a thing that makes things better. You know, hey, this is going to be easy. You know, I mean, I really think it is one of the last, these guys know, it's one of the last legitimate opportunities we have for a transcendent experience really left to us. And
Yeah, that's some like God talk. That's some like
Yeah.
Asian one. And I think I
So-
can see like potential 7, potential 4, because it's like frustrated idealism connecting to the higher source. And not in a 9 way. It's like, but maybe wing 9 way, but it's like we're connecting to like
Yeah,
that.
after seeing that little bit, I am leaning away from 5-wing 6 to 7-wing 6 because and here's my reasoning is 5-wing 6 is a mentally internally contained even as a fix. And they retain and hoard their ideas. He did not do that. He addressed the audience directly, and he addressed Stephen Colbert's band directly. And so, if this man is self-pressed sexual as I think he is, the only logical conclusion I can draw from what I just saw is that he has 7 influence and probably a 7-wing 6 fixation because I'm not seeing 6-wing 7 at all.
I mean, you could argue, oh, it's attachment, like bringing in the collective, but it can also be 7, like raise the roof, sort of like that kind of like vibe.
Yep.
See, we're all part of this energetic, like creative process. Like,
Mind taking your glasses off?
I can't hear
Keep doing it.
all right, thanks.
it. This fucking hair.
And
Shucks. Gone all shy now.
and
Spit it out.
well, you worked on the murder balance back then.
Spit it out. Maybe she's a 9. He's getting annoyed. She's like a 9-6 something, and
He's visibly getting frustrated.
yeah, like fucking hurry up, bitch. That's frustration. Also, like 1.
Yep.
But he's cute. Like he's got something cute about him as a 1. So I feel like he has to have like fairy fixes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 7-4. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, and you told me it was a side project. Well, we don't all know now what happened. So could you tell me a little bit what your initial idea actually was about the murder balance and, you know, how it developed then after it was released?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, I'd written a. I'm sorry, I gotta
Yeah, it's all
start
right. Rough day.
trying to take this seriously. I wrote a couple of songs O'Malley's Bar and Song of Joy. I think they were. And they were two very long songs. One of them, I don't know, O'Malley's Bar's 10 minutes long or something like that. 13 minutes, is it? I can't remember. It's very long anyway. And I really liked these songs, but they didn't, particularly O'Malley's Bar, but they didn't they never kind of fitted on any record that we're making around that time. They'd been floating around for a fair while, and so I think that the idea came along that we'd make a Murder Ballads record to accommodate these two songs, really. And
Murder ballads. I think one has
And
some weird thing with murder. I think ones and one fixer secretly want to murder people.
not so secretly sometimes.
Yeah. And also
He's
like self-consciously, I think he's 4-second. I feel like he's self-consciously.
playing with his hair. I noticed that a lot of playing with his hair.
Yeah, I feel like he's sort of like embarrassed, like there's some kind of withdrawn.
Yeah, definitely some withdrawn influence. He What I'm noticing is, first of all, he's pissed off at the interviewer because the interviewer is not interviewing correctly in his eyes. That was very evident. The interviewer asked him to take off his sunglasses, and that's when the switch flipped, and he started getting mad. Which to me screams of frustration. He has sex appeal. Like I mean, this is 97, so obviously he's much younger, but he has a sense of sex appeal, but it seems like he knows he's sexy, but he doesn't care that much about it. It's not a neurotic thing for him, and he also knows that I'm trying to figure out how to word it.
I like what you said.
He knows that it doesn't what the interviewer is saying doesn't actually matter. What matters is what he wants to say.
I like what you said about sex appeal because he has kind of made like a suit, a one-ish thing, sexy. Like it's like almost like sexy Jordan Peter, like goth sexy Jordan Peterson or something.
Yeah.
Like there is like it's like wait, how is this so horny making? It's like he's just wearing a fucking generic like Talbots.
Well, even in the pictures of him, whenever he's older, there's something sexy about him. I'm not saying I'm physically attracted to him, but I'm saying there's something sexy about him. Two different things.
He has like
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Like, do I find him physically attractive? No, but I get the sexual energy radiating off of him. It's natural as breathing. It seems natural as breathing.
I feel like you would hook up with him and then it would just be this like pervasive disappointment where it would just be like
yeah, like the actual like effort
staring off into the like fucking.
He would just like nut and go.
Though I think ones get really weird about their. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, he's wearing 3 condoms at all times.
You know, but we didn't take it very seriously. We took it. I mean, it was an idea that's been floating around for a long time, back since the end of the birthday party, to make an album of just murder ballads. So it wasn't taken very seriously, but
he's kind of doing like a lot of gut like or physical like like frustrated. I don't even think he's smoking. It almost feels just like this accoutrement or something of his personality.
Yeah.
To express his frustration, it's like some kind of weird core.
And I think that also gives a little more points to 7 as a head fix, because 7s love to have stuff in their hands and like have an oral fixation, like if they want to put something in their mouth, it's mommy's milkers
Yeah.
in a certain way. And
It's a lollipop.
so
It's a candy. It's not mommy's milkers. I'm gonna fight back.
oh, okay.
It's the sustenance you had to create for yourself. So you
Yeah, exactly.
created candy sustenance. You created fun sustenance. It's not mommy's milkers. No, I'm gonna fight back on that one.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. But yeah, I am seeing more seven influence with how he's managing his as he's mentally processing stuff. I'm seeing seven influence over five. It's very he's very expressive, which a five fix would not be.
And we recorded it very quickly and wrote the songs very quickly.
And then you did the duet with Kylie.
And we did the duets as well. Yeah, and then it became a hit.
And I mean, in your long career, I mean, this was the first hit you had. What this commercial success, what, you know, how did that change things
What
for
is
you,
he
and how did you feel about that? That it actually
Ignoring her.
through a record which you didn't even consider as a.
Well, I mean, I think we all just sort of sat back and looked at it with a certain kind of healthy sense of irony about the whole thing, because I mean, because I think it would be fairly true to say that the people would have bought the album. A lot of people would have bought the album on the strength of the Kylie song, and the album isn't really like that at all. And so
He hates the interviewer. He
describing.
fucking hates her.
He's also just like so pretentious, but he's like almost seems like existential about his own pretension. It's like I don't want to participate in this. It's like so fourish, but he doesn't seem like a
He hates the fact he's having to do this.
yeah.
He does not want to be doing this interview.
Yeah, it's like beneath him, and also it's like a waste of his time. I think with
Yep.
frustration, I think like frustration and SP is like so over the top concerned about time because it's like I think assertive types can be too, but it's like you're wasting my time on this. Like I'm a creative. Like dude, I'm in a cave. Like
Well, and she's not asking interesting questions.
no.
And he's also very self-conscious about Kylie Minogue being on a song. He visibly hates the fact that the album is going to be known for that fact.
Yeah.
Visibly, he's so uncomfortable with it.
But I think if he was like a core four, for example, he'd be like kind of like an asshole about it, where he's more just like he's like accepted it, and there's like the super ego probably level of like what's right and not right to maybe say. So he's like expressing disdain without expressing disdain. I don't know if that makes
Yeah, all of his disdain is embodied. It's not verbal, it's not mental, it's in his body that this real hatred of that of what's going on. But he also knows, because I do agree, I think he's a one core, and he's very visibly like he knows he quote has to do this. And despite the fact that he's calculating the appropriate thing to say, he's not delivering it perfectly. And he is also physically indicating how much he hates what's going on,
yeah.
which is something that one cores are just amazing at doing.
And also maybe social last because he's not like trying to meet her at all. Like
Not 0%. 0%.
it's just like
It's all about him.
So you might have you exercised in a way this kind of storytelling and the likes of murder stories and stuff and
like it's like you nitwit. Like it's just oh I have to talk to these people, these creatures. Sort of I don't know if he's thinking that, but
He wants to KMS right now.
I remember that at the same time you already wrote songs for the Boatman's Call. So that was almost like you exercise one
he looks like he's like fighting off a migraine, and this woman's just not apparently getting that off him. But
She has her script and she's not deviating from it.
not that she has her task.
to allow the other one really to come up.
I don't know. I think that the Murder Ballads was dealing with something that I dealt with a lot anyway, and I've always written songs like that, and I've been writing songs like that all my life. And the Boatman's Call songs were kind of new in that they were very much tied to experience, and they were really a kind of poetic articulation of what was going on in my life, and that's in a way it's quite a new thing for me to do. To do it so boldly, I guess, and so. I mean, I think that all my songwriting's been kind of heading towards that, towards this anyway. I think that when we put out a record, the last record we put out, which is the best of record. Looking at that, it made things quite clear to me about what I've actually been banging on about all these years, and I think that I have been kind of trying to write a particular sort of song, and probably go.
I feel like he's perfect second because this just feels so like, and also Social Last. He's just like creating this echo chamber within his own self of like, I'm expressing myself, and here's this thing I'm expressing, and I've been circling this expression and like this poetry of my experience, and like it's like what I don't know what he's talking about. Like you don't know what he's talking about. Nobody knows what he's talking about. He's just like doing some weird Social Last forfix thing of like
self-contained, spiraling, making himself spiral out without regards to anyone else.
And also, like, I guess it's, like, also maybe worth noting, it's, like, you have a wing 9, you're gonna have some weird 9-ish shit, too. Like, he's clearly not a 9, but it's, like, there's the 9 sort of withdrawn, like, not word salad, gaseous vampire thing, but it's, like, he sort of has that, you can't really see me, like...
It's occluded.
Going about it in a lot of wrong ways, but trying to work out how to write a particular sort of song, and it is I'm trying to write a great love song in some way, and I guess that's been my kind of mission in some sort of a way, and that becomes clearer. I mean, there's been escapades into other things, but that's basically what I've been trying to do, and.
He's trying to write like the ultimate love song for himself, like finding.
Which is an adorable thing to do.
As a one, it's like probably.
Well, and he's never going to write the ultimate love song because he can't. Like he mentally, like maybe he does write the perfect love song, but he's going to look at it and see every single thing that he could have done better and then try to write it again.
Yeah, and he seems very miserable.
Yes. So distressed.
I just like, and he's lost like 2 of his kids, right? Or at least 1.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anything about him, really. He's always smoking. I'm going to Google it real quick.
And I think the characters in this film...
I think like 1441 is like so serious, and like if you look every single interview he's in, he's always like there's this very like heavy, probably intensified with like Social Last, but it's like this heavy.
He looks like he's never had fun a day in his life.
Quite probably do exist within prisons.
What do you mean that there's a lot of truth in cliche? Pardon? What do I mean?
No,
I mean, I think, no, I think, what I tend to enjoy doing is taking something that has that is restricted by its very nature, or something that, whether it be because it's been done to death, or and working within these restrictions and creating something original and vital.
Oh my God, I love that. That like weirdly summarizes, I think, like one core 7-4 because or 4-7 because it's like he's talking about creating something completely new and original, unlike anything before, like super unique and himself within the one-ish framework of like it already like the restriction framework of like he's cornering himself into this little frustration splinter.
Yeah.
Open this like the restriction is what creates something new. Oh my God, that's fucking amazing.
It's like it's like a court case hearing, and I have seen some evidence to make a conclusion. So do you want to give your take first, or do you want me to give my take first? Okay, so what I'm reading is 1w9 core. I'm 4w3. I originally thought 4w5 for the heart fix, but I'm going 4w3, and then 7w6 for his head fix. Self-pres sexual, and that's my overall read.
Me too. So then he would be like 947, alter ego. So he's like Mad Hatter, Sphincterella, Grime Fairy, alter ego, or I don't know. I have like 50 names for that type. Absinthe Fairy, whatever, Grime Fairy, whatever. And then what is his like wings? He has 936. Oh, and
Yeah, 936.
changeling or shapeshifter, whatever you want to call it. Like he has like all three attachment.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the more interesting people that I have seen typed.
Ones look hot.
Ones look hot, and also like social blind ones are. I mean, social blind anyone is rare to see. But yeah, he's doing something for me downstairs, and by downstairs I mean in my penis.